Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are discussing on the chapter suspension and emulsion. The important portion we have to focus in this suspension and emulsion coming under the fourth semester B Pharm Physical Pharmaceutics. So today we are going to focus on the important portion from the suspension and emulsion. As per the various university patterns, this chapter is very important and this will help you to score better marks from this chapter. All the very best. So these are the areas you have to focus from this chapter. Actually, it will come under the course dispersion heading. So include, you have to know what is suspension, what are the interfacial properties of suspended particles, settling of the suspension, formulation of flocculated and deflocculated suspension, what is emulsion, what are the theories of emulsification, micro emulsion, multiple emulsion, stability of the emulsion, preservation of emulsion, rheological properties, as well as the emulsion formulation by SLB method. So these are the important questions. We know as per the syllabus, we are expecting the question in three patterns for long essay, short essays and short answers. So the long essay carry 10 marks each. So we can expect this type of question from the suspension and emulsion chapter. First one, what are suspension? Describe the formulation of suspension. Add note on theory of sedimentation. So suspensions are coarse dispersion of pharmaceutical suspension in which insoluble solids are suspended in a liquid medium. So whatever it is for physical pharmaceutic, for any question you have to define first. If possible, you have to include the diagram as well as equation, and if possible, you can include the example to getting more scores in this chapter. So first we have to define suspension. The next part is that describe the formulation of the suspension. Add note on theory of sedimentation. Okay, so for sediment suspension formulation, we have to know what are the ingredients you have to add in case of suspension. For that, we know two parts are there for suspension. One is a dispersed particle, another is the dispersion medium. So in the preparation, we are using the vehicle for the suspension, that is to increase the viscosity of the vehicle. We are adding the electrolytes can be added in the formulation, or we can add the surfactant to improve the dispersion by reducing the interfacial tension. You have to include the example. Example are very important for this PP2. Then you have to include the polymers. These polymers will act as a flocculating agent, and you have to add example for the flocculating agent. For example, you can add xanthan, which is an anionic heteropolysaccharide we are using as a polymer in the formulation of suspension. Okay, likewise you have to include as much points to get more marks. Then the third part is that add a note on theory of sedimentation. So telling about the theory of sedimentation, we have to focus on the two parameters. That is, first thing is that for the settling or to sediment, you have to explain the theory of Brownian movement first. That is, we know the Brownian movement prevents the sedimentation. So you have to just note what is Brownian movement, what is the effect on the particle size. Then you have to express the theory of sedimentation with the help of Stokes law. That is, rate of sedimentation is equal to d square rho 1 minus rho 2 into g divided by 18 eta. After that, you have to specify each parameter, in which cases the Stokes law is applicable, that is having the particle having spherical shape and it is in dilute suspension. Then you have to write the factors that affect the sedimentation, particle size, viscosity of the medium, density of the medium, like that. Then next question, define the physical stability of the suspension. Discuss the principle involved in the formulation of physically stable suspension. So for stability, that is for the physical stability means the condition in which the particle remain uniformly distributed throughout the dispersion without any symptom of sedimentation. If the signs of sedimentation is not there, we can tell it is physically stable suspension. Okay, but it is very difficult to achieve this condition. So we are restating the condition that if the particles settle, they should be easily resuspendable by a moderate amount of shaking. So the physical stability can be expressed by extent of sedimentation, can be quantitatively expressed by the help of two parameters. One is the sedimentation volume F, and second you have to tell about the degree of flocculation, where sedimentation volume means the ultimate volume of the sediment by initial volume of suspension. You have to explain with an example is better. In such case, we know if the F value is equal to 1, we can tell it is a better product. Next parameter is degree of flocculation, that is the sedimentation volume of flocculated suspension compared to the deflocculated suspension. Then finally you have to write about the redispersibility. Okay, so these are the things you have to consider while formulation of a physically stable suspension. Next thing is that what is emulsion? Emulsion is otherwise known as emulsifying agent. Next part is that you have to classify the emulsifying agent with a suitable example and explain the mechanism of action of emulsion. This is a repeatedly asking question from the emulsion chapter. We know the emulsifying agents we are using to stabilize the emulsion by preventing or reducing the coalescence of the dispersed globules. Various emulsifying agents are the spans, tweens, acacia, gelatin, soap, etc. are the, and based on the mechanism, we can classify the emulsifying agent into three categories: surface active agent, hydrophilic colloids, and finely divided colloids. So under each heading, you have to give some example. On the case of surfactant, it is following the monomolecular adsorption and film formation. Second case, in case of the hydrophilic colloid like acacia, gelatin, etc., we can see a multimolecular adsorption. And the third case, for the finely divided solids, we can see a solid particle adsorption. Likewise, you have to explain the thing based on the mechanism. Here also you have to include more diagram. Next question is that define emulsion. Sorry, suspension. We already discussed that. Then explain the settling properties of the suspension. It is the repetition of the question, so that part is very important. Okay, so here you can include one more point in that setting property of the suspension, that is what is the difference between the deflocculated and flocculated suspension. Like that you can add. If possible, you can go ahead with the potential energy curve to score more marks in addition to the Brownian moment sedimentation, like that. Next we are moving to the shorter stage. Shorter stage carries only 5 marks each. Here also the same question, write a note on the settling of suspension. We know what are the things we can do to avoid the settling of suspension. Here you have to add that point also. Then discuss the sedimentation technique that is used for the particle size analysis. So here we have to explain the procedure for the sedimentation technique. That is, we have to explain the parameter, that is the first one, sedimentation volume. You have to explain the procedure for the particle size analysis. Then next one, explain the instabilities of emulsion. This is a very important question from that chapter. Various instabilities of emulsion can be seen, or otherwise it is known as the physical instability or markers of an emulsion. So it includes the flocculation, means the neighboring globules come closer to each other and form colonies in the external space. That is the first one, flocculation. Then we have to write about the creaming, that is the concentration of globules at the top or bottom of the emulsion. Then you have to write about the third thing, that is the coalescence, that is the two globules tend to fuse with each other and form bigger globules. Finally, breaking, that is a complete separation of the oil and aqueous phase. So it is an irreversible process. These are the 3 or 4 things you have to include under the instabilities of emulsion. Next one, explain the pharmaceutical application of surfactant according to SLB value. So we know based on the SLB value, we can classify the emulsion into various types, right? That is, in case of emulsion, based on the value, we can tell whether it is moving to the water in oil type, oil in water type, like that. So we have to include that point, and based on the SLB system, that we know how we can determine the SLB, that is 20 into 1 minus S by A. equation is the connecting with the saponification number and acid number. We can utilize that and application. So based on the SLB value, we can tell whether the emulsion belonging or suspension belonging to which type category, whether it is moving. If the SLB value is from 9 to 16, we can tell it is an oil in water emulsion. If it is from 3 to 8, we can tell it is a water in oil emulsion. Sometimes we can see the combination of the emulsifying agent also. So this emulsifying agent we are using with the basing on the Bancroft law. So this can be used as a margin to find out the type of emulsion. Then the theories of emulsion. We already studied the various theories of emulsion, right? That is, in case of emulsion, we want to know whether it will come under oil in water or water in oil emulsion. For that, we can use the equation delta G is equal to gamma O by W into delta A can be used. The theories of emulsion include our already told discussing, that is the emulsifying agent. Based on the emulsifying agent classification, we have to explain the theories of emulsion. Then next question is that write a note on the controlled flocculation. So this controlled flocculation is a term associated with the suspension chapter. Flocculation, here we have to focus on the what is flocculated system. Okay, flocculating agent, that is the particle aggregate themselves by the chemical bridging, and finally what happened, this flocks will held together by weak van der Waals attraction, and aggregation is achieved by adding flocculating agent. So we have to write about the character. If possible, we have to write about the potential energy curve associated with the flocculated suspension curve. And you can mention the interfacial properties of the solids here for telling more about the flocculation. So in controlled flocculation, that is, you can use the degree of flocculation concept here also to include more marks. So in controlled flocculation, we can find out, we already studied the approaches to achieve controlled flocculation. That is, we can disperse the particle possessing a surface charge for get controlled circulation, or we can use the surfactant and polymers having a long chain comma can be used to get the controlled flocculation in flocculated suspension. Okay, so we have to include the surfactant and polymers concept under controlled flocculation. So you have to focus on the surfactant, polymers, etc. with the help of a diagram. Normally we are using the example, the bismuth subnitrate dispersed in water, that diagram. The typical relationship between the caking, zeta potential and sedimentation volume can be used for this question number 10. Next question, question number 11. Write a note on physical stability of the emulsion. So to write about the physical stability of the emulsion, you have to write about what are they. That is the degree of flocculation, you can write here, or we can write the sedimentation volume to tell about the physical stability of the emulsion. The next question, differentiate the flocculated and deflocculated suspension. So in case of flocculated suspension, we know we can see a clear supernatant layer. The particle will experience an attractive force. The particle will form loose aggregate. Here the rate of sedimentation is high. So what happens? The particle will settle as flocks. So here no cake formation is the sediment is easy to redisperse, and we can express or we can represent the flocculated system by secondary minimum in the potential energy curve. Compared to the deflocculated system, it is having less bioavailability. Based on this, we can write the features of the deflocculated system also. Next question, discuss the different types of identification tests for emulsion. That is, we can write the dye solubility test. That is, we know the dye can be dispersed uniformly throughout the phase in which it is more soluble. For example, if you are adding amaranth or aniline blue, water soluble dye readily tint the oil in water emulsion. That is the first test, a dye solubility test. Then dilution test. That is, if the dispersion medium is added to an emulsion, no phase separation is normally probable. For example, if you are adding water to an oil water emulsion, it is freely miscible. So we can find out it is an oil water emulsion. Then third test, conductivity test based on the ability of water to conduct electricity. So if water is a continuous phase, what happens? The emulsion will conduct electricity. Then third test, creaming test. That is based on the direction of creaming, we can find out the emulsion type. If the density of the aqueous and oil phase are known only, we can find out by this creaming test. Then next one, write a note on the evaluation of suspension. How we can evaluate the suspension, whether it is properly stable on the, that is based on the character, that is if it is based on the sedimentation volume or based on the degree of flocculation or redispersibility, we can evaluate the suspension. Then classification of the flocculating agent. Flocculating agent means we are adding flocculating agent to achieve the aggregation. So we can write on the classification of flocculating agent. That is what are the agents we are adding in the formulation of suspension to get the floccules. That is, we can use the electrolytes as a flocculating agent. We can add surfactant or polymers to get the flocculation. The next one, the type of suspension. Here you have to write the suspension classification based on the dispersed particle, like deflocculated and flocculated suspension. Then next question, the effect of electrolyte on suspended particle. So we already tell that in suspension, the electrolytes we are adding in the formulation, that we can write the relation with the help of a diagram, that is using the apparent zeta potential in the y-axis and concentration of the buffer in the x-axis. Using a zeta potential curve, you can explain the effect of electrolyte. That is, when a flocculating agent is added to the suspension, what happens? A negatively charged get absorbed on the positively charged, and we can find out a decrease in the force of repulsion and finally result in the attractive force. So at that time we are seeing a positive zeta potential. Here we can find out a maximum sedimentation volume. If you are adding more electrolyte, what happens? Zeta potential decreases and becomes 0. So at that time the suspended particles remain as flocks. So we can write with an example for the effect of electrolyte on suspended particles. Then we are moving to the short answers, that is the deflocculating agents. Deflocculating agents we are adding in the preparation includes the non-ionic type like methyl cellulose, hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, sodium CMC and polycarbapol. Anionic type and clays include bentonite. These are the various type of deflocculating agents we are adding. Then the factors influencing the physical stability of the emulsion. So for a emulsion, we know it is a thermodynamically unstable system. So to make it stable, we have to find out its physical stability of the suspension, whether in water in oil or water in oil or oil in water emulsion. For that we are adding the emulsifying agent to find out the stability. So various factors are that is the particle size distribution, viscosity, phase volume ratio. We have to write upon the charge of the electric double layer, physical property of the interface, density of the phases, temperature fluctuation and poor experimental technique. This much point you have to include under the factors influencing physical stability. Then next question, define the sedimentation volume. We already discussed on this parameter, that is the sedimentation volume is equal to F is equal to ultimate volume of sediment by initial volume of the suspension. You can write with the help of the diagram. Then define emulsion, you know. Then factors causing the breaking of emulsion. So the breaking is a instability problem seen in our emulsion. Breaking means the complete separation of the oil and aqueous phases. So it is an irreversible process. In breaking, what happens is that the protective sheath around the globule is completely destroyed. So this is the what is breaking. Because of the difference in the particle size or because of the particle size distribution, if the viscosity parameter and the density of the phases and temperature fluctuation can lead to the breaking in emulsion. Then flocculation and coalescence, you have to define each term, what is flocculation and coalescence. Then comes how do emulsion differ from suspension. So you have to compare with a table. What are the properties of emulsion, what are suspension. From definition to the example, you have to specify about the stability problem. Then comes what is multiple emulsion. So while studying the classification of emulsion, we know in addition to oil in water and water in oil emulsion and micro emulsion, special type emulsions are there. Like emulsion within emulsions are known as multiple emulsion, water in water or oil in water in oil. That is, for example, water in oil water emulsion we are preparing by incorporating the emulsion water in oil in an aqueous phase and getting our multiple emulsion. Normally, we are administering this multiple emulsion in oral sustained release or IM therapy. These are the main questions from the chapter suspension and emulsion. I think this video will be helpful for you. If you find useful, please share your friend circle too. Thank you for watching. All the very best.